Have you made your body your friend yet? Do you take the time to pause and tune in to the unique message your body is sending you every single day? Do you love and care for your body by attending to its needs, just like you would a friend? In today's episode, I share with you why you need to reconnect with your body so that you can feel like yourself again and have a healthy relationship with it. If you like what I have to say, make sure that you sign up for the 7-day Befriend Your Body Challenge starting on the 19th of April using the link provided in the show notes. I want to start with a quote by the poet Naida Wahid today. She says, "And I said to my body softly, I want to be your friend. It took a long breath and replied, I have been waiting my whole life for this." So I asked you some questions earlier about whether you really listen to your body, whether you take the time to pause and tune into it. In other words, have you made your body your friend yet? And my intention by asking these questions of you is not to make you feel bad, but to bring to your awareness of the need to make your body your friend, to have a healthy relationship and to learn how to tune into the messages that it's sending you every single day. It also has to do with the fact that I really feel sad that so many women today are dealing with various health issues like low energy, fatigue, hair loss, hormonal imbalances, weight gain or weight loss resistance, and so much more, even serious conditions like autoimmune and other chronic health issues. These are women who have also been chronically stressed over a long period of time. They may also be overwhelmed with a never-ending list of things to do and a whole host of responsibilities regarding work, home, family, and unable to take out any time for self-care. And the reason it makes me feel sad is because I know that if these women knew how to listen to the messages being sent out by their bodies, especially the ones which are calling out for help, SOS messages, and had a healthy relationship with their bodies and were able to give their bodies what it needed, at least from time to time, many of these issues could have been prevented. Not all, of course, because things can go horribly wrong in spite of all our efforts. So it's not so much about blaming ourselves when things do go wrong, but instead focusing our energies, on what we could to prevent certain health issues, or in any case, just have a healthy relationship with our bodies and feel better for it. So the thing is, your body sends out messages and SOS signals when required. And it does so that you stop doing what you're doing and pay attention to it. But if you ignore these messages, asking for help and attention for too long, you forget how to trust these messages, right? And you have been doing this since you were a baby, you were a child. You knew exactly what your body needed and used to cry and throw tantrums or shout and just seek help and attention when needed, right? And that's how we've all been when we were much younger. But as we grow up, we forget that, right? It's time for you to remember how to tune in to the messages your body is giving you. And your body is unique. Your body is different from mine. The environment in which your body lives in is different. So its messages are going to be unique to you. And it's your responsibility to be able to tune in and listen and understand and finally give your body what it needs from you. See, because too many of us spend far more time taking care of our possessions, material possessions like cars, bags, clothes, phones, etc., than we do our own bodies. And when our own body is the only home that we will ever truly have. So what happens is many women are living in survival mode, right? And I mean that their bodies are constantly in a fight or flight response. And by which I mean that they are never able to shift from this nervous system mode to the relaxation or rest and digest mode. and they pay a heavy price for this. Um, they can pay a price in terms of, as I mentioned, various health issues, or just not feeling like themselves. It might be not a health issue per se, it might be no diagnosis yet, there may not be any diagnosis yet, but it just might be that niggling feeling that you can't shake off, or just not feeling like yourself, right? And one of the simplest ways that you can start changing this, start shaking things up, start making your body your friend, is by showing some compassion. Self compassion is a powerful antidote to body dissatisfaction, and research shows that just a brief period of practicing self compassion can help us accept our bodies with more love and appreciation. So, with the help of self compassion, you too can embrace your body for what it does for you rather than just how it looks, and at the same time appreciate the amazing gift that it is. So, I'm going to share with you 5 ways that you can use, 5 ways that you can do this, right? And accept your body with kindness, warmth, and acceptance. So, the first thing that I want you to keep in mind is to appreciate all that your body can do, right? Just to be always aware of all that it is doing for you right now, right at this moment. It's keeping you safe, it's helping you move from place to place, it helps you to hug your loved ones, to see, to hear, to smell. There's so many things that your body is doing right now for you, no matter how imperfect it may be. The second, keep a top 10 list of things you like about yourself, including physical appearance. Just having this list around you, once again reminds you of all the good things, all the positive things that you need to notice about your body, apart from all the imperfections and all the flaws and all the warts that are present as well. Number 3, surround yourself with positive people who are at home, at peace with themselves, with their bodies, with the imperfections, right? So just by surrounding yourself with positive people whenever you can lift you up. Number 4, wear clothes that are comfortable and make you feel good about your body, right? Clothes and makeup and whatever else, accessories that make you feel good, that suit your body's unique shape and size, rather than trying to imitate somebody else's sense of dressing and styling. Just find your own over a period of time and be comfortable with it. And number 5, become a critical viewer of social and media messages. By that I mean that you need to start filtering out all the messages, all the on various social media platforms and other content platforms that are bombarding you every single day about body image and body negativity, right? So being very careful about what content you're consuming, because while we may be very careful about filtering out junk foods, we are not usually as careful while filtering out junk media. So the 5 ways that you can start treating your body with kindness from today are appreciating. Number 1 is appreciating all that your body can do. Number 2, keeping a top 10 list of things you like about yourself. Number 3, surround yourself with positive people. Number 4, wear clothes that are comfortable and that make you feel good about yourself. And number 5, become a critical viewer or filter out your social and media messages. In this bonus section of this podcast episode, I want to share with you a coaching activity and exercise that I do frequently with my coaching clients. As you may or may not know, I work with women who have autoimmune and other chronic health conditions. And what I find is that many of them do not have a healthy relationship with their bodies. If that's the case, it becomes really difficult to prioritize self-care, to take care of themselves, no matter how much information I might hand out to them, how many recommendations I might give in terms of diet, etc. So if that's you as well, or if you would like to just simply improve your relationship with your body and make it your friend, this exercise is for you. I want you to use a journal or some of some sort to write as to go along with this exercise and to write your thoughts down. So let's start. Remember a time when you treated a good friend well. How was your attitude towards your friend? And what kind of things did you do with him or her? How did it feel inside to be nice towards your friend? Now I want you to imagine a day of treating your body like another good friend. Imagine loving this friend, your body, as you wake up and help it out of bed. Being gentle with it, staying connected to it, not rushing around. What would this feel like for you? Imagine cherishing your body as you move through the morning, such as having a glass of water as soon as you wake up, giving it a nice shower, taking your time in the bath, serving it healthy and delicious food. In other words, treating your body with love as you do even other activities, whether it's caring for your children, your family, exercising, finishing your work, any other activity that you might do, but always keeping in mind your body's needs and requirements. How would this approach feel for you? You'd probably experience less stress, more relaxation and calm, more pleasure, more ease, and more of a sense of being in control of your life, wouldn't you? And implicit sense of being kind to yourself. Because you know that in a deep sense, you don't just have a body, you are your body. And treating it well is treating you well, treating yourself well. You know that. If your body could speak, what might it say to you after being treated with love for a day? So you can pause here or you can come back to this question later on. But just make sure to take out a moment or two to jot down your thoughts. Then, for real, treat your body well for a day, even if just for a few minutes. If it's a really busy day, make sure that even if it's for a few minutes, you take out the time and treat your body well. What's this like for you? In what ways does it feel good? And also notice any hesitancy to be nice to your body. Because sometimes we feel that doing so would be self-indulgent. We feel often guilty taking our time for ourselves. Just explore whatever comes up without judging it, right? And see what's it about. And then see if it makes any sense. And if it doesn't, then return to treating your body well. And once you have done this, even if for a moment, even if for a day, write down what might you say to your body. If you could talk to your body, what might you say? And brownie points for you if you write a letter to your body, telling it how you have felt about it in the past and how you want to be nicer to it in the future. Make a short list of how to care better for your body, whether it's ending your work sooner, whether it's taking more time for simple bodily pleasures, whether it's moving your body more, whether it's hydrating your body more often, and then commit to treating your body better. And once you have done this, I want you to write down and reflect on these questions. If your body could talk to you, what might it say? Right? What might it say to you once you have done this? And to sum it up, if your body were a good friend, once again, just noting down how would you treat it, and would that be different from how you treat it now? It's very common for us to push our body hard, ignore its needs until it gets intense, and then tune out from its signals, right? But if you do keep doing that on a regular basis, you end up paying a big price because you are not separated from your body after all, right? Its needs and pleasures are your own. Its fate will be your own someday. On the other hand, if you treat your body well, like a good friend, you will feel better, have more energy, be more resilient, and probably live longer. I hope you enjoyed this podcast episode and that you will do the exercise mentioned in this so that you learn how to treat your body as a friend. And if you enjoyed this podcast episode, make sure to sign up for the free 7-day Befriend Your Body challenge starting on the 19th of April by clicking on the link shared in the show notes. I'll see you inside the challenge.